So a cracked head would be the only issue with this pitting of the water pump. And then also the water pump was bad, because if you look under here, you can see that it was leaking. I'm kind of doing some research. I think I can fill that with some JB Weld, and of course get a new water pump. Amazingly, the plastic housing survived the overheating, but we got everything off our heads. The bad head, obviously, we're just gonna get rid of, but the good head, we're gonna do valve seals, so that's why it's off. Got the block cleaned up, and so be waiting on our head and head gaskets for that, and they should be coming soon. We cleaned up our block here with one of these guys. Did pretty good. Then what I'll do is, it left some plastic behind on there, so I'll just take some brake clean and clean that off. Some of our, well, the parts that we ordered our head gaskets. We ordered a new head for the driver's side. I did lap in the valves, so I got the head gasket on that side. Like I said, we got the cylinder head, and we also got some head bolts that came with the washers. So I'm ready to throw my head in. The head that I ordered is from Rock Auto, and it's the right head and everything, but it came with a EGR block off plate. The old head had that completely blocked off, completely filled in. So all they sent me with this head was the plate and the bolts. They didn't send me a gasket or anything. I'm only assuming that it needs some sort of something to seal it, so I put some RTV on there. And other than that, I'm ready to put the head on. So, and by the way, I soaked the lifters, the hydraulic lifters, in clean engine oil. I dipped everything, rocker arms, they were dipped in oil, coated the bearing surfaces here with oil, and the cam lobes.
they're not really expensive either way.
All right, we're set up to torque head bolts. We printed out our sequence here online. Pretty simple. Here's our sequence. So is it pretty simple? I've got set up first of all, I'll tell you the 1 through 8 bolts. So our large bolts will get torqued down initially to 20 foot-pounds. We got 2 sets of 90-degree turns that we got to do on the big bolts. Probably just do that with a breaker bar or whatever. The small bolts, the 9 through 12, get torqued to initially 10 foot-pounds. And I think that's it for them. Nope, their final torque is 19, but they initially get torqued to 10 foot-pounds. I did get some thread sealant. It's not Mopar thread sealant, but I got it at AutoZone. It's gonna have to work. They want you to seal these small bolts, so that's the first thing we got to do. This is a high temp thread sealant. Need the stuff, so we're just gonna do it anyway. So you have to do with like dielectric grease and stuff. So the first 3 threads are clean. One through 8, 20 foot-pounds. So I'm gonna set this to 20 foot-pounds. Left bank bolt. Yeah, now we gotta do it like this, so we're not confused here. Number 1, that would be, so that's just a little bit too much. I think I'm gonna try the 3-inch and then the 1-inch extension. The 1-inch with the 3-inch. We're at 4-inch extension. Here we go. Wrong one. 1, 2, 3, which is number 1.
Okay, right next to it for 3. Okay, back up here for 4. Okay, number 5. Skipping 1, and then at the end here. Well, this a nice ratchet, nice crisp. Okay, 6. Where's 6 at? 6 is over here. In my first videos, I torqued down, well, the first car I did, the Highlander, I had a wand type torque wrench. 6, 1, and they say the wand types are the most accurate, but mine just didn't seem right, so I didn't want to foul up someone else's car over the years, but it hadn't failed me. Okay, and it says go back and check them for torque. No, I can see that. 2. So yeah, it gets another like 1/16 of a turn there. 3, 4, 5, 6. But this Tecton is really nice. Can't forget what I
All right, so those 8 are torqued. Now we're going to go down to 10 foot-pounds. So 9. There's this guy inside right here. Okay.
10's up here. And 12 up here. Alrighty.
Step 3, tighten bolts 1 through 8, 90 degrees. All right, so I've gone through and marked these head bolts 90 degrees from the head. And then turn, they should be parallel. And we can do it again, but I marked what we did already, so we don't have to turn it at 90. And we're there. Tighten bolts 9 through 12, 10 foot-pounds. Tighten bolts 1 through 8, 90 degrees. Number 4 is tighten bolts 1 through 8, 90 degrees again. And then give the end torque to the small ones. Okay. Here we go again. This might be a little tougher. I think this is enough of a workout for the day. Oh. Alrighty. And 9 through 12 to 19. 1, so 9. That's 10. Okay. 9, 10. 11. And 12. All right, left side's done. All right, I got our cam torquing sequence here. It's 100 inch-pounds. We got inch-pound 1 type here. There.
two times, then I go here. One check, two checks, three checks, 100. Almost 100. One check.
We're all good over here. Two, three. All right, we're torqued. All right, next step, I believe, is going to be the timing chains. I looked up in service information and printed this sequence out. And they're showing us how to compress the secondary tensioners. We'll get to that. First, this is position primary chain tensioner over oil pump, and insert bolts and torque those down. We got some parts here, some timing components. So what do we got here? All right, so our secondaries, they already have the grenade pin in there compressed. There's that paw there, so that's good to go. We don't need to compress them, they're new. We got our chain guides, chain guide tensioners, our main tensioner here, what they want us to put on the primary. We got all of our chains, our other tensioner. I believe we got coil, exhaust gaskets, and fuel injector O-rings, I believe that is. So I don't know if you can see in there, you know, you got the grenade pin there, and then the spring's actually right in there. So we're gonna bring this over here and check with our old one. So that's how it pushes on there. I can't get it out of the way. I basically have to take a clamp if I was reusing this, but yeah, so this is going in the clear my table bucket of parts I won't need. I'll just put that on the floor. Alrighty, excuse me. I believe this is the way this went on. I'm just gonna spin in this bolt here, and it says 250 inch-pounds. That torqued these two. Alright, we don't have a my inch-pound Matco 3/8 drive there. It doesn't go up to 250, so we're gonna have to do some math here. 250 divided by 12 is what? So we're gonna go 20 foot-pounds. Excellent. Excellent her. Alright, our next step is to install right side chain tensioner arm. Install Torx bolt. Okay, our tensioner guide arms here, from what I could tell, they're the same, so it's just on how they get put on the vehicle. So there's no right or left, same length and same everything. So we just gotta figure out where she goes. So like I said, install right side chain tensioner arm, install Torx bolt. Okay, so this is a T40. Puts that guy on. This is Titan Torx bolt to 250 inch-pounds. So we're at still 20. Make sure they're free. It's not just notched somewhere that we can't. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, excellent. It goes like this. Is up here, and that pushes, and then so that tensioner pushes down on the chain like from that point. Okay. So this is what we have for replacements. All neoprene instead of, I mean, there's not much to this. This is probably aluminum. It's probably not a big deal. Probably a little way to save money. I'm not sure. Anywho, let's get ready to install. Alrighty, hopefully I don't bump you. Install the left side chain guide. Okay. We got come in from this way. Maybe. Get out of the way. Okay, so I got a longer bolt for that one, so that goes there. That's where we are with that. Fits right in there. Look at that. And there. Okay, hand tight. Now we're torquing these to 250 inch-pounds or 20 foot-pounds. Right here. Okay, and this guy, the 1 inch extension. All right, install the right side chain guide. Okay. Good. Feel this guy down here. Hello?
Ooh.
Alright, next thing says right side chain guide, did that. Install both secondary chains into the idler bracket. Okay. Just gonna check that out. So sometimes it's hard to decipher with their sequences on this service info what to do here, but it says to install the secondary chains onto the idler bracket, which this is what they're referring to. So you turn this, you know, one chain goes here and one chain goes here. The secondaries go to your camshafts. Well, probably obvious to you too, but if you look at it this way, your inside one's going to be your passenger side, and the outside one's going to be your driver's side. If that looks, yeah, the way it looks to me. So we're going to install those. But you know, the chains on there, they're the same part number, so it doesn't matter which one right now. So maybe that's what they're going to get at. But our kit comes with the same part number here. These two longer ones, and then the primary one. And they want, of course, a special tool to keep these chains on. But what I'm going to do is get them on and zip tie them so they, you know, just pinch themselves against so they don't fall off. I saw that, I want to say Boss Garage when he did one of these 3.7s. I watched that video. So if you want to get a different perspective, you can watch that. But here we go. Okay, so it says you got 3 holes here. Line up a set at the 4 and the 8. Okay, I put this timing mark on top. But what I found out is you got your 2 marks here, and these, it says you want to line up those in the holes to where you can see the 2 links fully. The first one we're going to do is the bottom one, so we can see it, and when we cover it up with the top one. So the bottom one's going to the passenger side, and the top one's going to the driver's side. So the first one we're going to put on is the bottom one, which is the passenger side. We want to make sure that, like we say, we see both of those in the window. I'm assuming, I know you can't see the blue marks, but kind of there. I'm assuming that's good. Okay, if you read on, it says, so align primary chain double plated links. Okay. With the timing mark at 12 o'clock. So that's what we have here now. After we have 8 o'clock and 4 o'clock, you can see on the blue links on this one. And then we zip tie them. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and install this assembly. It said to lubricate the idler shaft, which we did with clean engine oil. Okay, now there we go. Just gotta slip it on. There we go. Okay, now this one. Oh, well, this one's just coming right back. This has to go into gear. Idler gear back here somewhere. Okay, little guy. There we go. Everything's got to be in there. Everything just got to go in like a puzzle. Now we just hope we're well, our timing marks are right. Okay, so I'll show you what I did. Had to take it off again. So our timing mark here has to be aligned with that black link down here, because it's 12 o'clock for the 2 up here, 6 o'clock for the black link down here. Now I had to turn the crank a little bit because after messing with it, it got a little off, but I think we're right there. We're just gonna make sure we're lined up with the black link. Oh, come on. Okay. Now we're off. Alrighty. Black link. Yep. Sorry you can't see that, but my notch is not lined up. Okay, the more you go along, the more things make sense. I had to take it all back off. The idler sprocket must be timed to the counterbalance shaft drive gear before the sprocket is fully seated. So that's this guy in here. And you can see the timing mark on there. So when I had it installed, I didn't see the timing mark. I just assumed, well, I would line it up here, but you can't. That's just kind of a fuzzy general area. You can't really make sure. I was looking a little closer, and there is painted marks here. So your timing mark is gonna go slide right in there. I didn't see it in there, so this time we know it's right the way we put it. This is up. We'll redo our chains. So we're gonna take these two marks and extend that onto the gear so we can see them. Okay. Primary time chain. So right here. Okay. 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 Right one tight. It's in the guides. Ready to go. As soon as we're off a tooth. I don't know if you can see that. Smidgen. It wants to go in, so as soon as we... There we go. The hole's lined up. I'm going to pull our other one through. Maybe another zip tie. Zip tie this one off. Something. Zip tie off. Okay. Marks are between our timing mark. We got, hopefully, we're going to double check our links in here and here, and then down below make sure that the timing marks lined up. We should be good. Alrighty. So let's to align our timing mark on the chain here with our L on our sprocket. So it may or may not be lined up. I might have to turn the cam. So we will see. Golly, might just be. Let me get that held on. All right, it is. Just gotta get it seated. Okay, she's seated. I believe. No. It says it's got to be on the R. So we'll have to rotate the camshaft. Oh, man, that's scary. So, I'm going to put it on the R. And then just rotate it until it needs to go back this way. Get the bolt on. Okay, next order of business on the sheet is what we already did. We checked all of our marks are lined up, and it says make sure that the V6 marks, the V6 here, the V6 here, are at the 12 o'clock position. So we're at the 12 o'clock position. I had to turn this one just a little bit because when I put that one on, there was slack on the guide side and no slack on the tensioner side. And then once I turn it a little bit, it cammed over. It's in the right position. Now I believe we're ready for our tensioners. Okay, and started. Sure she looks good. Looks good. It's sitting in its notch. We're gonna torque to 250 inch-pounds or our 20 foot-pounds. Okay. $250 inch-pounds. Oh, hi. I just want to rotate it a few times to make sure that we're good to go. And then we got to work on the timing cover next, and I'll show you what's going on with that. I got this bolt here torqued down. It was 25 foot-pounds. So we're coming around back up to where we're supposed to be at top dead center. So on the back side of this, we have an O-ring that goes here and a O-ring gasket that goes here and then one that goes here. Now there's more of that pitting right here. So I kind of took a drill bit and try to get as much dirt or dirty aluminum out of there. So I have the maximum adhesion with the JB Weld here, high heat. We're gonna do the back side, but I just wanted to show you that. We're gonna tape it up and then make sure the back side is clean. And when we mix up the JB Weld, I just want to be able to do the back side because that's the biggest portion, and then come around here, peel the tape off, and do this side. And the rest of this stuff looks pretty good on this side, so this is what we really need to focus on. I know I showed you this before, but we're going to drill out some of those. Just try to get as much dirt out each one of those. We also have an engraver over here, and maybe it'll tap out some of that dirt. So let's see what happens. Let's try the engraver first. I think the engraver is working pretty well. It's like a teeny tiny little slag hammer. It does pretty well. Chipping some of that dirt out. This looks like here. Probably do some more, but you can see some of the pitting. Like here, I would just take that drill bit, trying to get as much of that dark stuff out. I mean, I could maybe get by with just siliconing this, and I still might, but I haven't decided yet. All right, here goes nothing. Try to get 2 even amounts. There we are. Now let's leave that. Might need a little bit more of the steel over here. Okay. Okay. Work her back and forth, get it in those holes.
Just need like a little sheen on top. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have divots after I put this in, so I'll share a little layer on top to cover that. Just do a little buttering. Okay. Uh-oh. Where's it? Get that guy out of there. Alright, start curing.
This little dribble. So yeah, that's kind of how I envisioned what I would be doing. Let me get this back side here and try to stand it to where I don't big chunk here. This is quite an amount of pitting here. So hopefully that little ridge doesn't give out. Okay, we're waiting for that JB Weld to cure. I still haven't torqued these two sprockets. They get torqued to 90 foot-pounds. So we're going to go ahead and do that. 90. Now there's a special tool to hold these cans. There's a hole right here. It's supposed to be like a spanner wrench, one on each of them. But somebody had already put some pipe wrench teeth marks in the shaft. So as long as they did that, we're gonna use them too to torque these. Nope. Going for a ride. Oh, 90 foot-pounds is right there. Alrighty. Yeah. Torqued. I went ahead and put these exhaust manifolds back on with the new exhaust gaskets. They were kind of a pain. These end ones are slotted, and I had ended up tapping this one because I had it in crooked. I had to push against the exhaust this way to restart it again after I tapped it. That was really the only one I had trouble with. But their end, I just need to tighten them down. And say their end, I just need to tighten them down. They're 10 millimeter, and then put my covers back on. They're not too bad. You can slip your arm through here underneath, and really no biggie. So I went ahead and put my plug back in there, the 29 millimeter, and that plastic cap. And okay, we're gonna be putting this front cover on. Service information, 43 foot-pounds. Here's your torque sequence. It shows in the service information that, you know, where you put your sealant. I kind of drew it out here. Now it gets tricky over here because it shows you putting it on the cover. Okay, but where do you go from here? Well, I just kind of figured out that on this side, basically comes around that little bubble there. It just comes straight down. And like I said in the picture, it doesn't show you that. So I drew it out here to give you an idea. I'm gonna clean that off, obviously, but then that marker, I'll clean that off, and then we'll put the sealant on and torque this puppy down. Alrighty, we got this cleaned up. I'm gonna take some of this Loctite sealant, high performance RTV, sensor safe, high temp, oil resistant. The service information obviously is going to tell you to use the Mopar stuff, but I think this is going to be good to go. The reason I like this is because the applicator. You know, this stuff is great. It's great stuff, but it's really hard to apply when you really need to get it precise, and if you put it on right. And you don't want to put it on too thick because that sealant may bead out and break off and get into your oil, specifically into the pickup screen, and you know, you don't want to slow down your oil pressure. So here we go. Let's start right here. See, this is just the perfect applicator for this. It's nice and slow. It's good stuff. Alright, got my numbered bolts ready here. 1 through 8, or 1 through 10, and then the top 3 are the same length. But I think this will work just as good. So, you know, I got it lined up on the bottom seal there, and so I'm gonna push this in, make sure he's lined up. 1 and 2, which is right here, I think. 1 and 2. Is that right? 4, 2. Yep. We're going to incorporate the water pump, the old water pump. We haven't got the new one yet, but we're going to incorporate the old one so we can get these torqued down. Above 10. There's 9, so, I mean, not 9, but 6. All right, here we go. Down yonder. That's 9. Okay, that makes more sense now anyway. Shorter bolt. Nine. 11. 12. Wow. missed that bolt. That's what that was. Alrighty, we'll get this out of your way. Now we're gonna torque them down 43 foot-pounds. Number one, a cup of coffee.
You know the apples that we just got from Jewel on Friday are rotten?
Yeah, they're red delicious. Those are always.
What?
Okay. 17 millimeter. 5 here. 7. Back up to 8. Anyway, I'm saying.
Intercepted. Wow, that's going to be his second. Bernard, touchdown.
12.
On the same play 3 times in a row.
Yeah, one.
10. Okay. Feel better? So, I'm just telling you about the bead. You see how it rolls out right there. That's what you want. Just roll out an even bead. It looks like on the inside. Yeah. So, I'm happy with that. Let that set up. We'll probably go ahead and install our valve covers.